Wow, Strawberry got destroyed on that one. What do you mean again? Oh wait, no. No, that's right. That's right. We power won last time. Yes. Yes, it does. Was that a baseball joke against Daryl Strawberry? Wow, so that's what happens when you don't really participate. Hmm, that's a bummer. Okay, um, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Um, in case you hadn't noticed, but just by looking, yeah. So funny story. I couldn't really participate in last weekend's Splatfest because apparently our internet had been having some issues, and even as I log in, and although our internet appears to be fine now, I still log in to our cable provider's website, and they still say that there's an issue in the area. Now, I don't know if they just haven't cleared the issue and it's still ongoing, or if the error is just, you know, being announced on the website haphazardly, even though everything's fine. In either case, it doesn't fill me with much confidence. So, not only that, but I had kind of I want to say kind of a rough weekend, I guess, as far as my job goes. I mean, I'm fine, but, you know, I guess my feet aren't what they used to be, I guess. Now, don't worry, I'm still able to walk and everything. Bit of a personal thing, I guess. Also, I'm not sure if you can hear the game audio A-okay or not. I'm actually trying something a little bit different with the audio setup to combat the issues I've had with that last extreme Let's Play I tried to do, where the audio kept stuttering, I guess. I mean, even then, the frame rate of the video is kind of poor, but I'm sure you've already noticed that much. Uh, hmm. Well, let's see. I wonder if I can change this here. USB, resolution, device default, custom. Video format. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. If I do 60, maybe. No. I don't think 60 FPS works. Yeah, sorry, I mean, I want to make this work, you know? Okay, well, now that looks a little smoother, actually. It's not the greatest. 48 is film. Sorry, I'm not really sure what the optimal OBS setting is for Switch gameplay, so this is kind of this has always been kind of a learning experience for me. $30. What about highest FPS? Let's also configure video. Huh. That doesn't give me any options. Well, anyway. So I guess that's about as best I can do. So yeah, I have the microphone actually right up next to my television here, in hopes of capturing some audio as crisp as possible. But like I said, any help to fix these issues would be most welcome. Actually, let me change back to... Hold on. Alright, well that's about as good as it's gonna get. So yeah, I've had a rough weekend, on top of bad internet in general, or virtually no internet. Actually, our cable was down as well, so that was kind of tumultuous to say the least. Another thing that's been brought to my attention is that I guess Hollywood is going through a bit of a tiff, I guess, in the form of a writer's strike and actors strike now. So yeah, Hollywood is kind of looking a little worse for wear at the moment. So I think, in light of Hollywood's decision, now don't get me wrong, I mean I support, you know, actors and writers. I mean, it's hard to come up with stuff in a in an age where it seems like creativity is dead, and we just keep rehashing things that we've already done before. I mean, coming up with new and exciting things is tough, and making sure actors are in the best shape possible to perform, or to fill out roles just as tough is just as tough. So, I don't blame them for striking and wanting more, because it's not like anyone else can do what they do. I mean, heck, I'm playing video games that I'm familiar with, but trying to make this as exciting as possible, and trying to produce content that comes in a lot more crisp is even more difficult. I mean, what can I say? I just don't make enough money to do so, Now, all of this being said, what I am thinking about is that I actually have as you know, I have that Tears of the Kingdom Let's Play that I've been producing more new episodes for every Sunday and Wednesday. I just figured, starting next week, and for maybe at least 2 weeks thereafter, I don't know, we'll see. And for maybe 2 weeks at least, I think it'll probably be in the best interest to produce or, publish a new episode every day starting next week. For 2 reasons. One, while Hollywood and writers are trying to get things settled, it leaves a open gap for people wanting to be entertained. And, since I'm sitting on content that I've already recorded, about a little over a month ago now, I think it would probably be in my best interest to just go ahead and release it. The second reason I'm releasing the information, or the episodes, is that, I got quite a few. Each of those episodes is about 2 to 3 hours long. And, suffice to say, it takes up some space on the computer. Not too much space. According to my computer, I'm still only using about a quarter of the space, even with all the episodes I got. But the thing is, my laptop is kind of getting on in age, so I'm afraid one of these days, my laptop is just going to give out, and, suffice to say, all that footage would be lost. So one of the things I have to invest in is probably an external drive, so I can just transfer the data onto it. Just the already completed stuff. So, frees up space, and, in case everything goes foobar, nothing will be lost, So, yeah, I just figured, with Hollywood deciding to strike, I would take the opportunity to try to bridge the entertainment gap for everybody. And besides, supporting your views and comments will help me kind of grow as a person in a channel, because if I fall within a certain threshold, I can start maybe getting monetized for this stuff. And the sooner I get monetized, the better off I'll be in the long run, because then I'd be able to produce better content, I might be able to hire, say, maybe, an audio-visual wizard or wizardess to, take care of the editing for me, because, there's a lot to learn, and, I'm already I kind of feel old already, so in my case, it's like an old dog, new tricks, you know what I mean? Plus, I figured, doing something I enjoy doing in hopes of turning it into something lucrative will help keep me, from having to sell my soul, you know, because there's a lot of great people out there, like, who don't make ends meet, who struggle to survive, and they've come to the hardline decision to, like I said, sell their souls. I mean, I'm not sure if anyone knows about this website, but there used to be a website called VG Cats, and yeah, last I checked, the creator of that website and the comic of VG Cats, yeah, he kind of made an announcement last I checked that he was just basically going to draw lewd images of his art now. So, yeah, I don't want to put. I mean, that's probably That's probably the least damning thing he could probably do. I mean, apart from like selling drugs or whatever. But like I said, I don't want to end up having to sell my soul just to get ahead in life, I don't want to, swallow my morals or stuff them in a sack, just for the sake of survival, just for the sake of living an extra day or something, I mean, as it is right now, I'm not homeless, so I'm not super desperate right now, but I'm kind of feeling like I'm on borrowed time. I don't even have my own place. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I'm actually recording in my folks' basement. I'm not proud of it, but, it's just the hand I'm dealt with, Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. I don't want to say any more because I've had college professors I've had at least one college professor tell me that, nobody likes a whiner, I mean, that's kind of an interesting story in and of itself. See, I had a college professor, back when I was getting my associate's degree in human services, right? One of the assignments was I think it's called an autobiography, where you write a story about yourself, and, I guess from a narrative standpoint, the story about my life was just full of nothing but negatives to her. And I can't remember, but I think I actually got dinged a letter grade or something for it. I can't remember off the top of my head. The grammar was fine, the spelling of the words was correct, but I got a few points less because I guess it was just a sob story to her, I guess. Of course, in retrospect, I think about that and I'm wondering, well, if my life was a Mary Sue, would I get taken points away then? See, the whole point of an autobiography, right, is to tell your story, right? I can't help if, a story about me is boring to somebody else, But I digress. It was what it was, I guess. So yeah, I think that's all I'll say on that front. Otherwise, you guys probably don't want to hear me complain too much. There is another singular announcement I kind of want to make, and I've decided to. Now I know I've promised. Now I know I showed a video of Smash Brothers match played out by the computer, and I guess Fire Emblem won it. So I know I promised you a Fire Emblem game, or a RPG, but thing is, RPGs are kind of grindy, and I'm kind of not super invested in them right now. That, and I don't have a large enough fan base to really please or disappoint one way or the other, so I guess I'm a little bit more flexible in that regard. But I think I've decided to also try to tackle a game that I haven't touched in a while since one of the updates. I think I think I'll try Minecraft. I mean, I played it. I played it before. I have some saved worlds that I participated in, but like I said, I haven't touched it in so long. I think the latest update that I was familiar with before I left was, I think it was like the combat update, the one that added the Elytrum and, you know, the, well, basic, well, I guess if you want to call it post-game content, but yeah, Elytrum was like the latest update that I'm familiar with. I mean, it's kind of wild to me that the last, it's kind of wild to me. I mean, like, even Steve's portrayal, excuse me, in Smash Brothers, like Diamond is the highest he can go in Smash Brothers. But now Microsoft more or less dated Steve, and now there's a new, even rarer material called Netherite, I guess. And even then, I think there's now a middle ground between stone and iron called copper. So yeah, that's also gonna. So I guess iron is gonna be even harder to find. So yeah, I'm planning on maybe releasing some Minecraft episodes. I don't know how long they'll be. I mean, one of the good things about the Minecraft episodes is that, I mean, there is overworld music, but not too much. So I'll probably just move the microphone back to its original position. But you know, I don't, and you know, I mean, it's a perfect show. It would be a perfect series to fall asleep to, if nothing else. I mean, if you're not really watching it intently. I mean, the only thing the algorithms really care about is, you know, how long a video is watched for. You know, I mean, I mean, it would kind of suck if audience participation was also required one of these days, because, I mean, what more can people... What more can... Oh. Dang it. Well, at least this isn't going to count against me. So, yeah, I don't think I'll be making the Minecraft series I don't think it'll be an extreme Let's Play. If only because, like, there's so many new things I have to learn. Or like, commit to memory. I mean, I think I actually did get my feet wet in Minecraft sometime after the Elytrum update. That, I guess there's now, like, map-making equipment and, like, well, you know how you can make a stone smelter or oven? I can't remember what it's called. That cooks and, you know, refines your materials. You can now just, like, make a smoker, you know, that is explicitly for food for the sake of, quote, cooking it faster. And, you know, I mean, that's cool, that's fine, but I think that some of the things they've added to the game, I mean, even though I've never actually gotten my hands dirty playing Minecraft, because, you know, I mean, I mean, I might technically be a millennial, but I don't eat, breathe, and sleep video games. I mean, I do have a job out, I do have a night job, you know, so I think what I'll probably end up doing is, like I said, I'll just play for maybe, I don't know, 15 episodes or whatever, and we'll see where it goes. Now, I can't promise you that there will be I can't promise you that I'll take on the Ender Dragon, among other things, but, you know, it might be interesting to watch, at least. So, I guess that's all I have for announcements. In the meanwhile, I guess I'm just kind of killing time here. Wow, we are not doing so good, are we? Ugh. Also, I guess there's now more buzz about a new upgraded Switch coming. I think I touched base on this before in the Tears of the Kingdom retrospective that I did. Um, honestly, like, I mean, I'm cool with there being a new console out there, but like, I mean, physically speaking, I mean, the Switch I think is like as good as it could be, right? Like, there's really not much you could do to improve upon it, apart from better graphics, I guess, or better processing power. And, you know, I guess a lot of people think that that's what it takes to make a good game, you know, but like I said, this could be just a... For me, I feel like this is going to be another one of those scenarios where it's like, you know, like the Nintendo 3DS versus a new Nintendo 3DS, you know? Yes, it's effectively the same console, but the new Nintendo 3DS is supposedly better processor-wise, I guess, but not by very much. And, you know, I think I even asked this question before, you know. Aside from Xenoblade Chronicles, how many games do you know that were made explicitly for a new Nintendo 3DS that can only be played on such? And, you know, I just can't recall off the top of my head which games really benefit from it. You know? And even then, like, I think the thing that a Switch could do to improve is, like, having the ability to basically carry it with you wherever you go. I mean, okay, sure. Like, a Switch is already phonetically portable, right? I mean, unless you have a Switch Lite, in which case it's always portable. You know, you can't hook it up to a television. But, like, the Switch, you know, what made a 3DS great was that, you know, you could actually close the lid and carry the thing around in your pocket, right? I mean, with or without a carrying case that you could also fit in your pocket, it was portable, right? So you could actually, you know, keep the screens protected for one thing and, you know, just pull it out, you know, when you have a hot minute, you know? You know, get a little bit of gaming in, and, you know, closing the lid would suspend your game, you know, allowing you to pick up right where you leave off. And above all else, you know, a 3DS was great in that, you know, you could play a 3DS game or any game that any game that you could play on a 3DS rather, and, you know, apart from games you can only find on a phone, it would save battery life on your phone. See, I don't like the idea of, like, I don't like mobile gaming too much. I mean, if there's an exclusive game that's only available on mobile, that's one thing. But, like, I mean, a phone by its very nature should be available to you in case of an emergency, right? I mean, imagine being in a scenario where you're trying to call 911 or call for help and your battery dies because earlier you just had to get the high score on some, you know, dumb little game, you know? I mean, that would not only suck, but it would probably be embarrassing. So, yeah, I have a kind of a stance against mobile gaming to a degree. But yeah, I think the only way to improve the Switch to really improve the Switch as a, you know, a console handheld hybrid would be the ability to just have it be able to fit in your pocket better, I guess, or at all in this case. I mean, you can still have it be able to hook up to a TV or I guess now that I think about it, I mean, most cell phones or most televisions have, like, cast technology. So, like, for example, like when I watch YouTube on my Switch, you know, my phone can actually communicate with the Switch, right? And I can just cast to the television. Well, technically I'm casting to the device, which is docked in the television. My TV is supposed to be able to handle YouTube or whatever, but I don't know if it's because my television is old, but it has the ability to watch YouTube videos on it, but sometimes, when I have a sleep timer on, or like it takes forever to load content or buffer content to a degree where, like, I would just wake up, after sleeping for hours and come to the discovery that my TV had been stuck. Like, the screen had frozen to a point where, like, nothing was moving at all. So I wake up to whatever facial expressions, or whatever was playing at the time. I mean, there's no sound, Ugh. Ugh. So that's part of the reason why I watch YouTube on my Switch now. It's because my TV, for whatever reason, can't handle YouTube anymore, or well enough to my liking. So yeah, the Switch kind of acts as a middleman now. So if I want to watch YouTube on my TV, I have to have my phone communicate with the Switch, and the Switch has to display, and the Switch docked on into the television, produces the visuals. Now, it's not all bad. I mean, see, thankfully, most game consoles, like, are designed to automatically, like, go, turn itself off or sleep after a set period of time. So if you and it's happened to me before, I would be playing, sometimes I would watch something or play a game, and I fall asleep, you know, first my game console will turn off, and because I have my TV set to an input channel, if it doesn't detect any input for like 10 minutes, the TV itself will turn off as well. So, big plus energy-wise, I suppose. Not to mention burn-in reduction, but so not really much else I can say. I'm normally not this talkative, but but so it goes. Honestly, I hope you can at least hear me over the sound, Like I said, I have the microphone right up against the television to combat the audio issues from the recording, because I figured if my voice comes in clear enough, then the simple solution would be to just put the microphone next to the speaker, and record audio that way. Shouldn't have to, but I gotta find clever and understandable ways to deal with problems. Resourcefulness is what people used to call it. Oh, fun fact, and this is kind of completely random. Do you know why most celebrities or online personalities are called influencers now instead of role models like they used to be? It's because every celebrity that we millennials ever seem to have idolized turned out to be not so savory in the end. Yeah. So, I guess that's why celebrities are called influencers now, because everyone we thought was like the pinnacle of, what it means to be a human being, rich, successful, etc. Turns out they're not so savory. I know I already said that, but kind of bears repeating, I guess. So, yeah, a lot of the celebrities we grew up with just weren't very savory. There's no other way I can describe it. Think about it. What's his name? Lance Armstrong, the bicyclist. Turns out he did drugs. Cosby, whether you believe he was guilty or innocent, courts, I believe, found him guilty, or at least he was in such serious hot water enough to actually go to court. The former Subway spokesman, Jared Fogle. I don't know if it's a result. I don't know if it was a result of his fame or if he was always a freak, but he ended up he ended up dealing like in I believe child pornography or something. I mean, I think it, and not only that, I think in his case, I think it was like overseas children. So yeah, um, not not a not a very good position to be in, you know. But like I said, you know, like the thing about celebrities is that I don't know if it was the fame. I don't know if it's the fame itself that makes them unsavory or if they're unsavory to begin with. You know, like I mean, older generations, yes, older than myself. I mean, we've all known for years that celebrities, I mean, they all live the life, right? You know, but I think the real issue when it comes to celebrities, ironically, isn't the idea that they have fun. It's that they have too much fun. I mean, we've all known since the days of like MTV Cribs, or even further back than that, um, or even further back than that, during a show called Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. You know, where where some of the mega rich were considered the cream of the crop, the very tip top. You know, in that English announcer's voice. You know, I mean, suffice to say, celebrities have fun, but I think the problem most celebrities have is that they don't they're not like regular people like you and I. You know, they don't have they don't have very many challenges to their hubris, or they don't have as many challenges to their hubris or lifestyle, right? No, I mean, you can't really. It's because they're rich they can do things that the rest of us can only dream of. You know. Now you can be of any degree of wealth and still commit crimes. I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying they're incapable of committing certain crimes, or you have to be rich to commit a crime, but like, suffice to say, the kind of trouble they get into versus what most other people do is, you know, it scales, right? It's like, well, let's take let's take a hypothetical scenario, right? It'd be like comparing, like, it'd be like if this was the DC universe, you know, you compare like a regular bank robber to that of the Joker, you know. Of course the Joker is a better villain overall, and a more dangerous villain overall. They're both villains, but the bank robber, you know, like, you know, I mean, what kind of list could they get into that doesn't cross the territory into supervillain, you know? But yeah, I mean, celebrities, you know, some of them just need to have humility checks, you know? Now, I know this is kind of a bad thing to bring up in light of their strike, you know, but I mean, if anything, this strike is one of the things that proves that, hey, you know, they're human beings too, you know? They have rights just like you and I, you know? This is likely going to be one of those things where, you know, we'll probably know of it for a while, and then you know, after a year or so, you know, we'll seemingly forget until the next time another strike comes up, you know. But yeah, I mean, feel free to jump in on the conversation, you know, but I know I kind of talk in circles, but hey, you know, when you don't have when you don't have a co-pilot with you and you're doing this by yourself, I mean, you just talk in circles, you know, to the tune of nobody else, you know. For all I know, nobody's listening, you know, and I'm talking to myself. I mean, that'd be just creepy. You wouldn't you wouldn't like not comment and make me feel like I'm talking to myself, would you? man. That was the first time I won? Wow, I'm not doing so good, am I? Well, anyway, I think I'll go ahead and end this, I don't know what you want to call this, an update, a results. I'll just end the video here, and I'll see you in the next project, or what have you. Hopefully the audio held up. Later.